Well, hello, friends. I'm sorry we're like, I don't know, 3 minutes late because I sat here staring at the screen for the past 5 minutes because, y'all, I am so nervous doing this class. I do videos like twice a week. I've stood on stage in front of thousands of people, but this class, it just makes me nervous. It just makes me nervous because let's be honest, y'all, we're talking weight loss, and I still have like 90 pounds to go. And people can be cruel. People can be really, really mean. And it just, so I want to say this up front. I'm not telling you this is the way to lose weight. I don't know how you need to lose weight. What I can tell you is this is what Shannon has done. This is what I've done now for, gosh, I guess going on three. I'm oiling up while we're talking. I'm putting on a little peace and calming. I guess I've been doing this way for about 3 years. I've learned more stuff as I've gone along. I've added stuff, and I I made notes. I wrote this class up. I deleted the notes. I wrote this class up. I did it again and again because I don't know. I can tell you, I'm gonna cry already. It's way too early to be crying. Um, I don't know exactly which what was my trigger, but I am praying that while I'm talking, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that makes sense to me. Because if you want the world according, like we're doing this unplugged. I have no script, no notes today. I am just sharing from my heart to yours. And if something resonates, I need you to be like, oh my gosh, I need you to do feedback because I'm a little nervous, a little needy tonight. But I also really, 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 my heart's desire is that you will share this because I really do think that this is like a missing key for most of us. And I think that we're just gonna jump in. I think the world according to Shannon that we have been lied to for a very long time. And I'm not the big conspiracy theorist, sort of. That's not where we're going with this, but there are some things that I think that if you were aware of, first of all, it's gonna make you mad. Like there's some stuff that's just gonna tick you off. And I hope that it's wholly ticked off in this. I hope that you will take the information and be like, oh, and you will change some things in your life so that you will never, so that you'll never go down those paths again. That our children's children will not continue in the same paths that we're in because that's what this is about. This is changing it, not just for myself, but for my children and my beautiful grandbabies and your beautiful grands and the grands that haven't even been born yet because we have to take control back of it all. So we're going to dig in a little bit. So the first thing I want to say is if you don't already follow me on my page for the past few days, I've been digging into some of the I'm doing a little bit energy, and I am diffusing in my diffuser clarity so I can remember all the things and make sure I hit it. And peace and calming. That's the combo I have going because this was a little nerve wracking. But, anyways, here's one of the things that, so yes, on my page, if you go just to my personal page, which is where this is being shared from, you'll see that I posted maybe a day or two a post on the RDA and how that came about and that they did human test on our people that were orphans and disabled and prisoners and like horrific human testing. And this was back in the 1940s. And they justified it by saying, we're doing this because we're at war and we need to know exactly how many nutrients a person needs before they basically die of a disease. So think scurvy, think rickets, think that type of a thing. So they would take these people that really had no say in these studies and they would literally eliminate a single nutrient until they would write down, oh, first their gums are bleeding, and then they'd write down, oh, they're getting moody and they're anxious and they're worried and they're pacing and they're lethargic and they're super fatigued, and they literally wrote down what was happening as these people were being nutrient deprived as it was happening, and they took them all the way down until they died of heart failure. Like, That's how the study was. And they went, oh, and they set our RDA to be just a bit above death. So they weren't trying to kill us. They just wanted us to live a long, painful, horrific life. That's the world according to Shannon. You do what you want with that information. But you can go read that on my personal page. And the reason I share that is during the same 1940s, 1960s, they did a study that took my breath away and made me be beyond angry, because I think it's the cause. I think it's the reason all the other things have happened. I am such a crybaby tonight. Y'all, they did a study where they literally took a bunch of men. It was a large group of men. Again, they were not men who wanted to be in the study. They were just put in the study. And they took their calories and they cut them in half. This is the number I want you to hear me on. They took their calories, they dumped them in half, and they took them down to, ready? 1,600 calories. Now I need to pause there, because I can't tell you how many times I went to nutritionists, I went to doctors, I watched the gurus and the different ones that would say your calories, like you should be at 1,200 calories, 2 meals, 600 calories each. That's why you're a big old fatty. Okay, they might not have said the big old fatty, but it was definitely implied. I was almost 500 pounds. And the men that they took in this study, that they dropped down to 1,600 calories, I need you to hear what happened within 6 months to all of the men in the studies. To all of the men in the studies. First, they got weak. Then they were fatigued. They had no energy. They had no fight back. It didn't matter if they still kept them penned in, which they were, because they didn't fight back. They didn't try to accomplish any of the things. Their hair started falling out. Their skin changed. Their everything. They became obsessed. This was at 1,600 calories. So how many calories are we at? Okay, so 1,600 calories. These men became obsessed with food. They were checking cookbooks out of the libraries because they wanted to read about food, because that's all that they could think about. What's the next meal going to be? And this was at 1,600 calories. And the reason this made me so mad is I believe this is what they decided to do in the 1940s and 1960s. They changed how many calories an adult human was supposed to get. World according to Shannon, you don't have to believe me. I'm just saying. They also, in the same time period, changed our food. So it wasn't just that we were supposed to just get 1,600 calories or less. A number that, mind you, the men were losing their everything. Their muscle mass decreased. Their everything went crazy, and they were hoarding food. Even for years after the study, they were hoarding food because their body wasn't sure when it was going to happen again. Okay, having said all that, they changed our food. They changed one of the first things they did. You can go back to my personal page and you can read all about iodine, because I am a big iodine is necessary girl. And because you're going to ask, this is the type of iodine that I grab. It is 2% solution. You can go on my personal page and you can go back to the iodine and read all about it. We might get to it a little bit more tonight. But they changed our food. Our wheat didn't have the same garbage in it. It had not been genetically modified. They also didn't add all the faux chemicals to it. And that's what they're doing when they add the synthetic vitamin B's in there that most of us can't even absorb. It's what they're doing when they add all of those different things and they fortify our food. It's being fortified with synthetic chemicals. In our little human body, we don't work well with synthetics. When we get synthetics, our body goes, and it clogs up, and the liver doesn't work, and we get stressed out, and we need to eat more because that wasn't real food. I'm going to say that again. It's not real food. They changed it. It's not that gluten on its own is the enemy. It's where the gluten is coming from. I personally, so just so you know my story, in case you don't know it, I was almost 500 pounds. I am now 229 point something pounds, which is incredibly exciting. I didn't lose it quickly. It wasn't an overnight thing. It's been a continuous thing, but I will tell you what changed for me. About 3 years ago, before I knew any of these studies, before I had done the research, I just freaking gave up. I said, I can't keep doing this. I was doing, we had done two different 40-day water fast through the years. We were intermittent fasting. We had done vegan for years. We did vegetarian for years. We even went raw for a short period of time. That was not a long stint. That was like a month and a half. Simply because I didn't feel satisfied ever. We did keto. We like if there's a diet fad out there, we did it. We did Jenny Craig. We did. So if you type it in and tell me what ones you've done, we probably did it through the years because I wanted nothing more than to feel good in my own skin. I had been sick for so long, with so many things. Just I have MS, I have chronic lymphocyte leukemia, I have. If you've been around for a minute, you know I've done the things, right? I've done them. I've been where you are because we've all tried the things because they're lying to us. They're just lying to us. Because about 3 years ago, I said, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I am tired of the stress that is involved in doing things. I did lose on the keto intermittent fasting. I was releasing weight, but I was so depressed. I could not explain to you how sad I was, how much I missed food, how difficult it was. If I was cutting up watermelon for my grands and I popped a piece in my mouth, oh my gosh, I just ruined it. I'm not going to be in ketosis. Like if anybody tell me, have you done keto? Have you done keto? Because that's what I had done. And it was a roller coaster. And I decided this is not living. I can't do this anymore. And I just quit. But one change that I had made that I stuck with was whole food. I decided that I will just eat real food. I will eat my beef. I will eat my taters. I will eat my sweet potatoes. I will eat my acorn squash. I will eat my beans. I love beans. This is my chickpeas. I make hummus. I will eat whole foods, and pretty much if I'm hungry, I'll eat. So I didn't put a timeline on it. I didn't say, well, I'm only going to eat here and here. And there's huge patches of time where I only eat twice a day. I'm hungry around 11 and then I'm hungry again around 6. That's when I eat. There's times where I am hungry every hour and a half. I'm hungry. I want to eat something. But every time I sit down to eat, it's real food. There's nothing that comes in a box unless it's a whole, this right here. This is our einkorn flakes. I do einkorn flakes. When you look at the ingredient list, it is literally whole grain einkorn, organic coconut sugar, oat bran, salt, and vitamin E. That's all that's in here. It's whole food that doesn't have any of the synthetic stuff added to it. Whole food. I just decided whole food. And I would look at my plate, whoop, whatever size it was, whatever meal. Sometimes it's a tiny meal, sometimes it's a big meal, sometimes it's 2 helpings. Like it don't matter. And half of my plate is unlimited fruits and veggies, whichever ones I want. Sometimes it's salad, cauliflower, broccoli. I am a fiend for cabbage, butter, and onions with a little garlic in there. Oh, it's dessert. Anyways, so I just whole food. And then a quarter of my plate was proteins. Whatever I chose. It could be grass-fed beef. It could be chicken, turkey, meats. I eat meats. I do a ton of beans, but my beans go in the next thing. The other quarter of a space. So half fruits and veggies. A quarter of it would be protein. I didn't weigh or calculate anything. None of it. But that last corner was my starches. I love acorn squash. It is like a favorite. And when you're on keto and you can't have your squash, it is painful. I am just saying, it is painful. So I went to Whole Foods. I said, Whole Foods, nothing in a box. I'm just going to enjoy life. And if I get fatter and fatter, I just get fatter and fatter because I'm tired of it. Because, friend, I am telling you right now, stress kills. I mean, and that's not even just us woo-woo people that say that. Cardiologists will tell you, studies will tell you, stress kills. It raises the cortisol. It literally, when cortisol is high, did you know that cortisol eats away at muscles? What is your heart? Your heart is a muscle, friend, and it's eating away at it. It's eating away at your actual muscle tone, your joints. That's where the pain comes in when you're stressed out and your heart races and all the things. Listen, I am telling you, stress kills. So I decided, I didn't decide because I thought it would work. I figured I'd just get fat and I'd be happy in fat because I was tired of being depressed about not eating. I don't know about you. Does anybody else really enjoy food? Like, I love to eat. I have said it before. You do not get to be 500 pounds and not enjoy food. I enjoy food, so I eat food. That's a thing that Shannon does now. Well, what happened as I was starting to just eat when I wanted to, not in a window because somebody said I had to, but any time I was hungry, I did the same three things. Sometimes it was a casserole and it had it all in it. Sometimes they were literally separated. Sometimes they were raw. Sometimes they were fresh. Oh, not the meat. That was always cooked because don't be weird. But I noticed that I started, before I started releasing weight, I started feeling better. I noticed that my energy was up. I was a little more perky. I was a little more fresh, if you know what I mean. It just, all of a sudden, I felt like I had a little bit of a spark of life back. But within just a couple months, I seen the scale starting to change. I said, what? I am eating so much more than I had been eating, than I had been living with. Again, think of the study of the men who it's called a starvation study. I'm so going to write it up and link it on my personal page like tomorrow because I need you guys to see it. I need you to understand what they did to us. They told us the reason we were overweight was because we were eating too much. So they told everybody to lower their calories. It literally, the Food and Drug Administration, not the Food and Drug Administration, the pyramid people, the people that put out not the good pyramid people, there are good pyramid people, but the food pyramid, they put that out with all the chemically laden food, faux food, fake food, franken-food. They put that out there. They freaked out a generation. Then the very next generation, not only did they say, oh, you're eating too much, they said, lower your fat. Oh, you got to lower your fat? That's why we're having heart attacks. Lower the fat. Oh, my God, get rid of the fat. If you get rid of the fat, you feel so much better. Nope. A big, hairy nope. Our body uses the fat that we ingest, that we put in our body to make cholesterol. Cholesterol is the precursor to every single steroid hormone. It goes cholesterol to pregnenolone. Pregnenolone chooses whether it's going to be DHEA, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all those steroid hormones that help us to feel good. And when you're under stress, all of that will be hijacked by cholesterol because it is also a steroid hormone. So even if you're getting a little bit of fats in there, it's going to be taken over by that cholesterol because you are stressed out. And you know what happens when they lower our hormones? Do you know what happens? We don't care. Don't care about anything. Don't want to do anything. Don't want to go anywhere. We won't fight back. We won't argue. We will be told to do something and we will just do it. And that's what they did. They did it by mass lies and by telling us so many things that aren't true. So what I do on that beautiful plate with veggies and fruits and then proteins and then my carbs, I use so very much fat. This right here is my brand because I know you guys are going to ask. I do not get kickbacks on anything except the Young Living stuff. Young Living stuff, that's my girl. This right here is Jovial olive oil. It is grown on farms all over one region and they get together, they gather their little olives, and this stuff tastes gorgeous. Do you know what it does? Do you know what fats do? Fats and the carbs and the proteins together, they go inside your little belly and they go inside your gut and they tell your body to kick out something called GLP-1. GLP-1 shots, injection, patches, pills, whichever one you have been told that you need in order to control your appetite, friend, it's made in your gut. We make it. But all the things they told us not to do, all those things, they create it in your gut in bibbits. Because you know how often we need it? We need it in bibbits. And those bibbits are supposed to happen every single time you eat. You eat a little something. Do you know why you feel so good when you eat those potatoes and you're like, oh, this is great, and your eyes roll up in your head? That is dopamine. It is a hormone that your body kicks out that says, oh, do that again. It's the same one that kicks out when you have sex. You have a major orgasm. Oh, when that happens, that is your body kicking out neurotransmitters that are made in your brain and in your gut. They're made by our body to tell us that's something I need. That's something we need to do again and again and again. Who wants more dopamine? Who wants that? That rush, that feel good. Because you know what happens when dopamine goes up? Your cortisol comes down. That stress marker, it comes down on its own because dopamine goes ba-bam. We are in a good place. We are not stressed out. There's nothing bad happening. Fats. Your body needs them. Your body needs tallow. Your body needs ghee. Your body needs all those real whole fats that they got rid of when Crisco came out and we got faux fats. When vegetable oil. Oh, you guys, where does vegetable oil come from? Like olive oil comes from what? Olives, right? And walnut oil comes from walnuts, and sunflower seed oil comes from sunflowers. And okay, so where does vegetable oil come from? Yeah, it's a byproduct of food manufacturing. It's not a real fat. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. That I can't believe it's not butter, because it isn't. But your body, when it gets real butter, especially if you're doing a grass-fed organic, dude, it's got so many different nutrients, and it will, when you eat it, your mouth goes, mmm. So eat corn on the cob, then eat corn on the, okay, you gotta find good corn on the cob that's not GMO'd, but when you find corn on the cob, and you eat it plain, because we're not supposed to be doing fats, it's okay. But you slather it with some good grass-fed butter, and you put your Celtic salt on that. We're going to talk about salt in a minute. And you put your pepper on that, and you eat that, and you will make the sound. At least I make the sound. Maybe it's just because I'm addicted to food. The sound of, this is so good. I'm so glad it's corn season. Do I have any other corn lovers that you're like, you just love your corn when you can find the good stuff? Listen, it's because our body is made to crave and eat the fats. And the only reason we are afraid of fats is because the Ansel Keys study that came out in the 40s and 60s when they were deciding how to kill us, said that fat's bad, that's causing the heart attacks, that high cholesterol is bad. You guys go back and read what I wrote about cholesterol and all of the studies. So it's not the world according to Shannon. Oh no, friend, I gave you all the studies that go with it. Do you know that you have a longer life expectancy if your cholesterol, your total cholesterol, is between 249 and 330? Like, that's the longest lived people. Not back in the day, today, now. Those are the numbers. So the fact that they are still trying to change that, because it messes with your brains, it messes with your thoughts, it messes with your ability to say, oh, what's my husband always say? Independent thought. We have lost the ability to have independent thought, to go, okay, that doesn't ring true for me. Like, if fats were that bad, why did they do so well back in the olden days? Why did the people the Inuits that ate just meat and fat, why did they do so well? Why did they live so long? What? I'm just saying, independent thought. We need it back, and we need our fats. And I'm going to tell you this. So here's the world according to Shannon. I think that for the most part, it's food. It really is. I think if when you went to the store, you chose meats, fruits, veggies, and your fats and all the good things like that, I think your body would start, I think it has a set point. It does. How many calories do I eat? So I don't typically measure my calories at all. I just eat whenever I'm hungry, as much as I'm hungry. If I want seconds because I'm hungry, I eat. That's just where I am now. Example, the past probably 5 days, I have been in the pool like 12 hours a day, and I've just been eating leftover frozen meals that we freeze for an emergency because I didn't want to be in the kitchen, and a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs, cottage cheese, cucumbers, that kind of stuff, easy peasy stuff. And last night I realized my ketones, because I check it with my blood sugar was 61, 62, but my ketones were 6.9. So I had slipped into ketosis accidentally because I was only eating once or twice a day. But when I was hungry and willing to get out of the pool, I ate. I didn't go, oh, I'm not allowed. I didn't anything. And you know what I had for dinner? Oh, friend. I took an acorn squash. I cut it in half. I drizzled my olive oil, my salt, pepper, and some of my seasonings. Then I took our ground round and I put into that onions and garlic and einkorn berries. Y'all, you need to check these out. Einkorn berries. I'll open it up so you can see. They are what wheat is before it's ground down, only these are an ancient grain that doesn't have all the garbage in it that is in our grains today. It doesn't have all the weird chromosomes. So see what she looks like there? This is what I use in place of rice. So I threw that in with my beef and I cooked it all up with some of my grass-fed collagen, what's it called? Beef broth. Oh, so yummy. And I stuffed that inside the squash. And on top of that, I drizzled more of my olive oil. And I ate up. I ate an entire section of that, which was probably, maybe 6 to 8 ounces of beef in mine. And Brian had the other one, and we had a big old salad on the side with all of our nuts. I'm huge. You really want to work on your system? Do things like this. This is chia. This one's almost gone because I used it. This is hemp seed. We do pumpkin seeds, and I sprinkle them over everything because those are great fibers, so you feel good. I seen somebody said, do you cook it like rice? Exactly like rice, 1 to 2. So 1 cup of the einkorn and then 2 cups of whatever broth. Now you can do rice. Rice just makes me a little bit bloaty. I don't know. I've tried all the different ones. And it still does. Wild rice, not as bad, but white rice, basmati rice, organic, or it didn't matter. Makes me a little gassy. Not that that's awful. I mean, you do you, boo. If rice works perfect for you, you do it. But the einkorn has never given me that irritation. Plus, it's one less thing I have to have in the house because that's what I use to make all of my breads, all of my tortillas, all of my pancakes. I just take those groats and I put them into my processor, and I make it super fine, and that's what I cook with. So that's my flour for my sourdoughs and my crackers, because you got to have crackers with your hummus, because what's the point of hummus without crackers? So that's what I use. I just use real food. I do. This right here is a cheat. I don't even think this is in stock right now. I just found these in one of my boxes. This is our einkorn pancake and waffle mix. So it's already ground for me. And again, it's just our einkorn. It's got some brown rice in there, amaranth in there. It's garbanzo beans. It is 4 grams of protein. Tastes amazing. I do add, I do Meal Boosters collagen protein powder. It's unflavored. They also have a cheddar one, but I don't know. Anyways, but I use their collagen and I add to it, so I up my protein. My goal, the only thing I really measure is that every day my goal is to get about 136 grams of protein a day, because it's 1 gram for each pound that I want to weigh. So my goal weight is 136. I know that's a huge goal considering I was 500 pounds, but this past weekend, all of a sudden I went, I think I see it. Like, I think I can get there. I have about 90 pounds or so to go. Anyways, it's emotional. Big girl on my einkorn granola. I add that to plain Greek yogurt, and I throw in whatever berries I have on hand. I mix that together. Brian likes to throw honey or maple syrup. What's the other one that he uses all the time? Molasses, because molasses has a lot of nutrients in there. So he makes that up for breakfast. He absolutely loves that one. But all we do, like, I'm legitimate. Brian's lost 128 pounds. Brianna's lost almost 130. That's our adult daughter that lives with us. And she doesn't even do it 100%. When she's out and about doing her life, she'll eat out. She'll do stuff. It's just us. But for the past probably 2 weeks, because I gotta be honest, I had this scheduled for 3 weeks ago. And I have changed the date 3 times because it makes me nervous. I don't want to make anybody mad. I know there are vegans out there that when I say that meat is a very big part of my life, they're going to get mad. I know that there's carnivores out there who are going to get mad that I tell people to eat fruits, vegetables, and grains. I know all these different things. And here's my words. If it is working for you, do it. If you feel good doing what you're doing, you do you, boo. I'm not saying it. You have to do this. I'm saying they're lying to us. I'm saying calorie-wise, we need way more. I'm saying that for the past 2 weeks, I've been measuring. Okay. Minus the 5 days I spent living in the pool not eating. My calorie count was right around 2,800, and Brian is close to 4,000 calories every single day. Because, there's a lot of calories in the fats. There's a lot of calories in the tallow. We cook in tallow. There's a lot of calories in those. There's a lot of calories in all the seeds. Like I said, we do chia, we do hemp, we do pumpkin, we do the seeds. We soak our seeds, except for my chia. I'll tell you about that one if you guys ever ask. We soak them. We eat cashew butter like it is stinking candy. Like cashew butter with some salt inside it. And then, oh, friend, throw some cinnamon vitality in there. Oh, it's dessert. It is so stinking good, but it's high calorie. But I am telling you what, I have lost 260, what are we at? 265, 266 pounds. Look at my skin. I mean, I'm not going to brag or anything, but this is healthy skin. I am almost 60 years old. 60 years old. My hair, it's not thin and falling out. When you lose 300 pounds, you lose hair. Everybody says you just do. It's just a part of life. No, that is a part of a body that is starving to death. That's what happened in the studies with the men, that they cut their calories down to nothing. See, this was the 1940s. The food that these men ate was fat. They ate bacon fat and everything. They eat pork. They ate chicken. They ate cow. They ate fruits and vegetables when they were in season, because the minute they weren't in season, they just mowed on the cows. I'm just saying, everybody's body is different. I get that, but I guarantee you, if you have been fighting, if you have been struggling, if you're like, I feel so miserable at 1,200 calories, of course you do. Of course you do. This is an adult human body that is trying to live life. You're trying to work out and do all the things, but you can't go do the things. Why? Because you're exhausted. Because your muscles are crying out. Your muscles need glycogen, friend. I mean, like, we take, I'm going to say it wrong because I've heard it both ways and I don't know. We take creatine, whatever you want to talk it. We take 10 grams a day. It's divided doses. We take it. We do that after we swim in the pool and eat something, because your body needs a little bit of insulin for it to be absorbed well. There's all kinds of different cofactors for that to work. So if you've ever done it before and you're like, it didn't work for me, trust me, you need more food. You're probably not eating enough real food. And I get it that you could eat a Big Mac and a French fry and a soda, and you could have 1,800 calories in one meal. That's not food. It's not fuel. That is garbage. And it's just calorically dense stuff that's killing you. But if you ate food, if you ate potatoes and you ate sweet potatoes and you ate I juice. Oh no! People are like, you can't juice. Juice is so bad for your blood sugar. Really? Because my blood sugar is in the 60s and 70s. An hour and 10 minutes after I eat, my blood sugar is back down to the 70s. For sure. And I do that by a glucose monitor, because I ended up with having blood sugar issues medically induced because of steroids. I'm just saying. My blood sugar is perfectly perfect, and it doesn't even matter if I make desserts. I make a raspberry bake, where it's kind of like, think a crumble with my einkorn wheat and raspberries, and I put green apples in there. Ah, it is delicious. It is good. It's normal, healthy sweeteners. The last 2 times I've used molasses because I do have an issue with anemia. That's because of the chronic lymphocyte leukemia. It just is what it is. But anyways, we don't have to starve. We don't. I make pancakes all the stinking time. I do it with real food. I make those pancakes and I use my einkorn flour, and I throw in there all my fruits, and a lot of times I throw in spinach or kale or whatever greens I happen to have, and we throw that all in. We whip it all up in my whipper. I do eggs. I add some more of my Master Formula Boost, or if they're flavored, like if I'm doing chocolate chip, because my man, he loves his chocolate chips, and I do it with organic chocolate chips that have real fats inside them. But anyways, I will use our Pure Protein Complete. Our Pure Protein Complete, I don't think you guys know what we have in this gift right here. This is not protein just for protein because it's it's the thing right now. No, this one is vanilla spice. This one, my all-time favorite. I do it year round. Excuse me. I add pumpkin, and I add actual pumpkin, like half a cup of pumpkin. I add the scoop of this, and I add to that my Celtic sea salt, and I add cinnamon vitality. It's dessert. We literally freeze that and eat that as pumpkin ice cream in the evenings because I like my sweets. You do not get to be 500 pounds without liking food. And ready? You ready for this? Are you addicted to food? Are you like, oh my God, I'm so addicted? You're supposed to be. We're supposed to eat. Our body needs it. What you're really saying is, I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to the chemical. I'm addicted to the food coloring. I'm addicted to whatever's in the chip. But the food? Girl, we're supposed to be addicted to food. Without food, you will die. I mean, you can go 40 days if you're overweight. You can go 50, 60 days maybe. But we're supposed to eat. We're supposed to have food. So I can go back to this because it's so good. This is 25 grams of protein, but here's what's unique about it. It actually has all the enzymes it takes to digest said proteins. So if your little gut isn't working like it's supposed to, or you do protein powders and you feel gassy or bloated afterwards, it's because it doesn't have the enzymes. Your body doesn't know how to break it down. Your gallbladder isn't working, or maybe they yanked it out because that was a little game they were doing to us too. I have no gallbladder, but our Pure Protein has it in there. So like if I'm making chocolate chip pancakes for my baby, or chocolate chip waffles, see, I like food. I just really do. But I will use our chocolate Pure Protein Complete, and I'll put that in there. I also, this is a secret joy that I love. This is our keto cocoa. And I will do hot cocoa in the evenings, and I use our Pure Protein Complete, and I add this to knock it up a notch because you need it to be all kinds of chocolatey. Plus, it adds more protein. So I do the things. I eat pasta. We eat a lot of pasta, but I make most of the time when I'm not living in a pool, I make it out of my einkorn flour. I just roll that baby out. I cut it in whatever shapes. I mean, like, I don't get cute little bow shapes or anything, but I make my lasagna sheets. I do all that kind of stuff. I also buy, this is the only one I have in here right now. This is my einkorn spaghetti. But there's a couple of brands that I get from Jovial, which is also, a lot of times you can buy Italian flours and they won't have the other stuff in it that we can't utilize. It's not GMO'd, it's not crazy sauce, right? So we do spaghetti. In my sauce, I do tomatoes and green peppers and onions and garlics and spinach, or my greens are interchangeable, so it happens to be whatever looked good when I was in the store. So if big elephant leaf kale looked good, I use kale. I rotate through my greens. But then I make my sauce with all the veg, then I use that pasta, and I eat as much as I want, and I put my meat in there, and a lot of times, I know you're going to be like, what? But I add more, 2 tablespoons a day of olive oil, and your appetite will decrease because your GLP-1 will go up. You know what else goes up? Your ghrelin. Your ghrelin is a hormone your leptin. Your leptin is a hormone that says, oh, I'm full, I couldn't eat another bite. Your ghrelin is the one that says, grr, I'm hungry, I didn't get what I needed. And often between the two, what it needs is fat. So over my pasta, before I put on my sauce, I'll sprinkle more olive oil. I am going to tell you from my heart to yours, when I first read that study like 2.5, maybe 3 years ago about the olive oil making you feel full, I took 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm like, bam, that's great. I spent like 2 days pooping like crazy because it moves through you really quick. So don't be Shannon. Drizzle it on, and increase slowly. Now I would say we probably get 6 to 10 tablespoons of different fats every single day. And it's not because I take spoonfuls of it. It's over my food. Every salad dressing that I make it is a oil based salad. So I will take my olive oil or I don't even know. I'll have to give you guys a list of oils that are really good. But I take my oil and I'll mix ninja red in there, and I'll throw a handful of raspberries in there, and I'll put some salt, because salt is so important. I'll put my salt in there, and I put a little bit of apple cider or white vinegar or whatever vinegar, and I whip it all up, and that's a dressing that we pour over our greens, our salad that we prep. And then on top of my salad, we've got all the nuts, and we've got chia, and we've got hemp. And I'm going to say this really quick, because I know somebody's going to go, oh my gosh, Shannon, you should really soak your chia first, because if you don't soak your chia, and then go on and on. Here's the world according to Shannon. So you do you, boo. If you want to soak your chia and do it, I make a chia pudding. I add it to that pumpkin ice cream or chocolate ice cream or mint ice cream, whatever we're doing. I will soak, blend, add that to it, so when it freezes, it's got a little more creaminess and a little more unctuousness. But here's the truth. I want this to act as a broom inside my gut. I want this to expand, and I want it to scrub. So I sprinkle my chia and my hemp and my seeds and my, oh good Lord, my flax. You gotta hydrate it. I think our bodies are way smarter than that. I think we complicate most things. I think if we just said, you know what, I'm just going to go. If all of you just said, for the next week, I'm just going to eat real life food, something that is close to coming off the vine as possible. And I'm going to make sure it only has 3 or 4 ingredients if I'm getting it from a bag. So like the waffle mix that I said, it is a mix. It's a pre-mixed thing, but I'm going to make sure that there's nothing in it that's a fake food, a Franken food. It is not Fruit Loops. It is not Pop-Tarts. It is not Snickers. If you want Snickers, I got a Snickers recipe that will knock your socks off, and you could eat the entire pan if you wanted to, because it's real food. I'm just saying. What's the other thing I want to make sure I said? Salt. So I get this all the time. So I use Baja Gold. I use Celtic salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. I use all whole real salts from around the world. So you know there's lawsuits going on right now that Celtic salt is really bad. It's high in heavy metals. I want to ask you, go ahead, research back who started the lawsuit and what's in it for them if we as a people go back to eating crappy salt that kills us. Just don't leave it there. Just leave it there. Because 70 to 80 different all of the salts. So the reason I use a wide variety, because each one has a different composite of nutrients that they have. They all have minerals. They all have 65 to 80 depending on which one, and they're all different things. The reason the pink Himalayan salt isn't pink because they dyed it, it's because the nutrients that are inside it. The reason your Celtic salt is gray, that's the nutrients that are inside there that your body is desperate for. So I rotate through, and I do about 2 to 4 teaspoons a day sprinkled over my stuff. So every morning I start my day with hot, warm, 165 degree water that I put a squeezed lemon. In that I do 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, depending on if the day before I didn't get very much. I throw that all in there. I add to that my iodine drops, and I add about 20 drops of grapefruit Vitality. That's how I start my gut. Before I put anything else in for the day, I do that. The warm water stimulates your gut to do a little bit of moving and stuff. The grapefruit, if you go into our hormone group, if you're not in the hormone group and you want to be, say Shannon hormone group, and I will get you added. But we talk about this. But the myth that all of these salts are bad because they have metals, understand that you, my friend, are made of trace minerals, including things like fluoride. We need a bibbit. That's why they took it and tried to kill us with it. Because when you get too much of it, it does damage. When you get what you're supposed to in natural, normal amounts. Lead, same thing. Tiny amounts. We're made from that. The same thing the earth is made of, you are made of. Every single cell, your brain, your synapses, your all of it. We need all of the parts and pieces. Don't buy for a second that these salts are bad, that they're just so much full of garbage. Oh, you're not. They're real food. Your body needs the food. I mean, people are eating Fruit Loops that they're afraid of the whoosa. All right, so what other things could I get elected you low? Okay, so this is Olive Essentials. I believe that food is our foundation and then we supplement what is missing. Supplement is a puzzle piece. What's like little puzzle pieces for you that maybe you don't get? Maybe you don't get enough of the fats. But I tell you what, this little olive essential, oh, this one's not even open. Ooh, virgin. All right, so one of the things that you get in olive oil is something called hydroxytyrosol. Hydroxytyrosol is a, these aren't coming out. They're teeny tiny pills, just trust me. Okay, nope, I got one. No, I don't got one. Okay, so hydroxytyrosol works with your own body's structure so that this, see how tiny? She's tiny. You can handle her. But one of these is the equivalent, ready, of drinking 1 liter of olive oil. 1 liter with all the turn on flippy switches that olive oil does, and she doesn't give you the poop. So, you know, you got a little bonus. I have been doing this one since it came out. I've also found I do one in the morning, but I do one, dinner-ish, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock, depending on when I eat dinner. And it could be all I have, I don't know. But I just feel like it just helps me make it through the night. I've always been a nighttime muncher. And I take mine in the evening. You do you. One a day is what a serving size is. So you do you, boo. And honestly, I don't do it in place of it. This is a puzzle piece, right? It's a piece. This is the food. This is the food. That's what builds your little body. I'm just saying, my other one that is like a non-negotiable for me is, of course, not in front of me, is Super B. I don't think you guys have ever heard me talk and not tell you that Super B is foundational. Like, I'm going to have some of you young living people come after me. But I am telling you right now, if you have to choose between Ninja Rad and Super B, Shannon would say Super B. Because vitamin B is an essential nutrient that we don't get enough of. And every single time you get annoyed, every single time somebody pulls out in front of you, you see a Facebook post that makes you mad, you feel like the world is coming to an end, your boss yells at you, your husband gives you a dirty look, like every single time you use up vitamin B's. Vitamin B's. Vitamin B's. And because our food just doesn't have what it used to have, our stress markers go through the roof. What did I tell you happens when we get stressed out? First of all, we're not nice and we don't like who we are because we don't act nice, right? Because it comes out at that way. And I have people going, what can I do to lower my cortisol? And I mean, go in the hormone group. We have all kinds of ideas in there for you. But the first thing is give yourself the building blocks. So all those proteins, all those meats that we're talking about, those grains, all of those have vitamin B's. But you got to fill that up with Super B. It's a $20 supplement. $20 to like you better. $20 to be able to handle life. Because life is, through all the weight loss stuff I've been doing, life still came at me. Life still happens. I still have a husband. And we all got the husbands. Things happen. I still have children and grandchildren. And Super B. The other one that I would say has like been a non-negotiable foundation for me is that Ninja Rad, but the other one is Endoflex. Where are you at? Endoflex. It's an oil. It's a food. Okay? So Endoflex, I know some of you guys are going to be like, how much? I do about 20 to 40 drops throughout my day. So sometimes it goes in my tea. I'm a big sleek tea girl. Sleek tea, it is designed to help you not feel hungry. It's designed to get your body where that metabolism starts metabolizing like it's supposed to. So I drink a ton of this. But I like to take my cinnamon vitality and my Endoflex vitality and my jade lemon vitality, and I just put a few drops in there and I sip that up. It's good stuff. But I also take my Endoflex and put it right under my tongue. It's a little hot. You're like, ooh, for a second, you'll be fine. You've definitely done shots of other stuff. I'm just saying. Endoflex is that one. It's that one that just gives that spark. When I'm hungry and I'm like, girl, you just got up from the table 30 minutes ago, I can do a couple of drops of Endoflex and I'm able to go. I don't know whether it's because the taste in your mouth goes, I don't want to eat anything right now. I don't know. I don't know what switch it flips, but it switches my flips. It does. It switches my flips. It flips my switch. I think you know what I mean. It does the things. So those are some. I've mentioned cinnamon vitality multiple times. I know we're coming up. I need to be ending because y'all, there's still so much on my table. The other one I'm gonna say, because I'm just giving you my quick products, the supplements that I think these might be foundational for you. So it was my Olive Essentials, Olive OLIVE Essentials. It is my Super B. It is my Endoflex and that Grapefruit Vitality. Oh, I can't explain that one. Mineral Essence. Mineral Essence. She's my BFF. So in the order of supplements for Shannon, it literally is Super B, Mineral Essence, Ninja Red. Because I think they're so stinking foundational. I think that they, minerals, back to the salt. See, this is the whole food of it. This comes literally from under the Salt Lake. It's one of those aqueducts, the ancient liquid minerals that we're supposed to have, those 70 ionic minerals, in a way that we can absorb it quickly. It's got royal jelly in here. This one, I feel like just turns, I guess it doesn't turn me on, don't go there, but it does. It like turns my brain back on. I feel like I can do the things, like I want to do the things. I'm telling you, after I had the heart attack back in November, I was so angry. I had already lost like 250 pounds. I'm like, oh my God, the world is my oyster. And we had this great event and doing all this stuff. And then I had the heart attack and I went into temper tantrum mode. I came home from the hospital after going through all the stuff and I just said, screw it. If I'm not going to get better no matter what I do, it doesn't even matter. Like, I was in temper tantrum mode. And I spent 5-ish months eating whatever I want. Whenever I was hungry, I ate. But it was the choices. My stalker friend, Sherry Lead, I tell her all the time, there's nothing she can ask me for that I wouldn't do. Girl changed my life because she brought me into this whole world. And it's more than just oils. If you're not an oiler yet, friend, it's not just oils. It's not just supplements. It's education like this where somebody is willing to speak into your life and change you. And they did. They changed me. But after that temper tantrum, I went back to my favorites. I'm like, if I'm going to die no matter what I do, oh, such a temper tantrum, don't judge me. I started eating SpaghettiOs, Pop-Tarts, Fruit Loops. Oh my gosh, what was some of my other stuff that Diet Coke. I remember Diet Coke. Hadn't had this stuff since 2007. But I threw in the switch. I don't just screw it. I don't even care. Ice cream, just all the things. Just all the things. And in 5 months of going back to traditional food, because that's what they call it now, in 5 months, I gained over 40 pounds. 5 months of just eating the garbage, the fake food. I call it Frankenfood because that's what it is. And when in the spring, I decided, okay, I'm just having a temper tantrum. We did a whole emotional release thing as a group, and it helped a lot. And I got over some of my stuff, and I went back to just eating real foods again, just whole foods, real foods, and my body started peeling off the weight, just peeling off the weight, because I have now lost all the weight that I gained. It has been, so that was in April, May, what are we, May, June, July, April, so in like 4 months, I was able to release like 46 pounds. It's whole food. I ate all the thing. Somebody just said something about potato chips. I even ate potato chips. We make potato chips with organic potatoes, and I deep fry them in our tallow, and I add Celtic salt, you guys. I don't do it all the time. It's a lot of work. But when I'm craving it, I can have any stinking thing I want, and I have. I eat. I like food. Because we're supposed to be addicted to food. That's why we get dopamine when we eat something yummy and delicious. We get it because we're supposed to. The problem is it's been hijacked. It's been hijacked by all of these chemicals, by these food colorings that they just screw with us. They just screw with us, friend. So, if you guys want me to do a more in depth on like what I eat, if you want me to share recipes, if you want just like the brands of things I use, let me know because I don't know what you want. There's other stuff. Cortisol, I think cortisol. I talk about her a lot. She uses up excess cortisol. So when you're stressed out, she works amazing. There's Digestin Cleanse. This is a supplement that is just full of oils, which helps your belly. Life 9, just I don't even know. I don't even know. I hope you walk away with a piece. Number one, that we're supposed to eat. That if they could starve men for 6 months to the point where some were suicidal in 6 months, we need to reevaluate how much we need to be eating. Like I said, I'm eating close to 3,000 a day. Brian is over that 4,000 something in losing weight. So we're not like dropping off the pounds like we're having an injection of a GLP-1 that is way higher than your body would ever make. When your body kicks out that GLP-1 naturally, it goes psh, 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 but it does it all day long because I start in the morning with stuff that's called that tells my body kick out GLP-1, kick it out, kick it out, kick it out, kick it out. That's what your proteins are doing. Kick it out. Give me a little. Give me a little. And what literally happens is that GLP-1 kicks out and goes, ooh, I need to digest this. I want to get all the parts and pieces out of this. This is exactly what I needed. Psst, psst, psst. That's what it's doing all day long. So we can talk more if you want. I will tell you, I am on every single Monday doing some kind of a health talk. Next week, we're going to talk about why people burn. We should not burn when we go in the sun. I am out there 12 hours a day through the hottest hours. And look, I don't use sunblock, not even Young Living sunblock. I don't use, we'll talk about it because your body is supposed to be able to handle it. We were in the world according to Shannon. God created us. He made us. He put it in the garden, and he didn't say, here's a little sunblock, here's a little insect spray. He didn't do any of that. He didn't give us a little umbrella and all the clothes. He put us out there butt naked, and we were able to handle the sun. I'm just saying, your body's created. We're just missing bits and pieces. We're also going to be talking about what I do in my pool. I am in that pool all day, but I guarantee you it's not full of chemicals. I don't sit out there soaking in chlorine and all the things. Oh no, Fran. She is full of magnesium and she's full of baking soda and she's full of oils. And I'm going to give you my recipe and what I do. I'm also going to give you what I rub all over my body when I get out of the pool. A lot of times I get right back in like an hour later, but I'm going to give you all those deets. That is next Monday at 6 o'clock. And we're also doing an in-person. If you live in Michigan, come play with me. We are doing on August, I think it's August 9th. Go to ShannonHudsonYL.com and go under in-person events. You can also go to online events if you want to know all the classes I've got coming out. I got all kinds of stuff coming. So that you can come play with us. We are going to be in the park. It's going to be 6 hours. I'm going to be unplugged, saying whatever I feel like saying because it's a big old kitchen table, and it's going to be a potluck, and we're going to have great fun. So come and play with us. Ninja Red's going to be flowing. You get to try all the new products. It's going to be great. And if you're here today and this is your first experience into YL and you're not already in YL, I'm going to say first, get back with whoever shared this link with you. You've seen it on their page. They sent it to you. Get back with them because they've got a coupon code that's going to give you 10% off any of the stuff you decide to start with. So you decide you want some Super Bee and some Olive Essentials. They're going to give you a coupon code for that so you can get a good deal. Make sure you grab the EndoFlex too. If you found me on your own, if I popped up in your feed and you're like, I don't even know what's happening, shoot me a private message. I will be happy to be able to help you get all your goodness as well, or even do a one-on-one to help you figure out where to start. It's what I do. Sorry, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you being on the call. I'm so sorry it was an hour long, but I had a lot to say. Usually it's only a half hour, 20 minutes. All right, you guys. I love you mucho, and we will chat, later. If I can find the button to turn it off.